Hey friends, it's Liz, your official craft nerd, and today I've got some vintage inspired Mother's Day DIYs. So my first DIY, I'm actually going to repurpose this old cigar box, and I'm just going to take some of my silicone molds that typically would be used for resin, but I love using hot glue. So I'm just taking one of these designs and I'm going to fill this thing up with hot glue. It does take a couple of sticks, so be mindful of that. But the benefit of using hot glue in these resin molds is that this dries so quickly compared to if you were actually doing resin work, and it would take 24 to 48 hours to cure. So I'm just filling in two different sections on my mold. I will go back and actually refill this beaded section a few times because I am using more than one piece of that. But once that is done, I switch over to this other mold, which I think is super fun, and wanted to do this large face here. So I am going to remove all of the stickers off of this box while those molds are drying. And anything that got stuck or messed up, I just sanded it down real quick. And of course, cleaned up my station with my little handy dandy ladybug vacuum. You know how I love that thing. And of course, once the hot glue has dried, you just peel it out. Easy peasy from those molds. And I just wanted to go ahead and get it placed on the front of this box just like so. For this beaded piece that I did, I really wanted to just kind of embellish the corners of the box. And so right here, I'm just kind of measuring it out, seeing how it'll fit. And then I'm going to inevitably cut two pieces for each corner and go all the way around the box. Now I don't show you how many times I filled up that strand, but I did refill that mold with that strand of beads for like, I think 2 or 3 times. Just so I had enough pieces to go all the way around my box. So removing the face off of this mold, I knew I already wanted to have her like right in the middle of my box itself. So I'm just kind of trimming up any little rugged edges and things like that. And I am simply going to glue her down right down in the middle of my box. So once my corners are put on, I'm going to just fill in the little gaps there with some more hot glue, and then I'm going to get started painting my box. Now, I am using a color other than plaster. I know, guys, I figured it was time to change it up a little bit. So I am going to use my linen white, which I absolutely love Rust-Oleum's linen white. It is a beautiful white, but you guys are already going to know, like, I'm sticking true to myself on these projects, so you'll see what I do later. But for the time being, I am just going to go ahead and coat my entire box with one coat of my paint, and making sure to get in all the nooks and crevices of my embellishments and decals that I've added to the box. So once my box is dry, I'm actually going to use this gorgeous tissue paper that is from Tim Holtz, and I love this stuff. It is so old and vintage looking, and it is exactly what I wanted for this box. So simply put, I'm just going to take some of my Mod Podge and I'm going to put a little bit down on the box, and then I'm going to lay this tissue paper over top of it. And I will also brush over some more Mod Podge, and I'm not waiting for it to dry. I know there's like 100,000 different ways that you can do your Mod Podge, and everybody's got their own ideas and tips and whatnot. And for me personally, this works for the style that I'm doing. I don't need to wait for it to dry. If it bubbles or creases just a little bit, it's not a big deal because I want the texture. I want this to look vintage and old and crackly, and things like that don't have smooth, perfect surfaces all the time. So this is what I did for this entire box, and I just absolutely loved how the result was with this. Real quick, guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you stick around, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I upload something new. And if you guys are on Instagram, check me out at Official Craft Nerd. I would love to talk to y'all there. And if you are one of my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. You guys are not just subscribers to me, you guys are my friends. I love y'all. And I appreciate you guys coming back every single week. So before I get started doing my favorite thing in the world, y'all, I'm just gonna real quickly here sand off any little edges with a nail file that may be a little bit rough, or you need to get some of that paper off of there. No big deal, nail file works perfect. But this is my favorite, guys. You know what I'm gonna do. I'm taking some of that antique wax and I am going to de-stress the crap out of this box. I absolutely love making things look old and vintage and, have that gritty, dirty, aged look. And this is my thing. This is what I love to do. Now I get it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that is completely fine. If you are planning to repurpose a box like this, do it how you like. I mean, it's for you, or, it could be for your mother. That's kind of the idea here. Is I wanted something that myself as a mother, I know I would love, but I also know that my mother, she would love this as a gift. She would definitely, want to keep this out or keep it in her bedroom. And, but really, truly, guys, when you're creating things like this, if it's not for somebody else, if it's for you, you're making it for, yourself and how you want to see it. So do what what works for you. This works for me. So you guys will see a lot of things like this that I create because it's for myself. And I will make other things and other styles. I mean, don't get me wrong, but this is my jam, y'all. And you know this. So I wanted to add just a little bit of this pearl embellishment to my box as well. And this is a ribbon that's from the Dollar Tree, and I'm literally just going to cut down like 4 single strands because it's in a wide roll there of like I think 5 or 6 strands across. I think 5. But anyway, I'm just cutting down 1 strip, going to hot glue it a little bit down along my edges. And then once it's all completely done, I'm going to, of course, distress it just a little bit because that's how I do. But the final look, guys, was this. I am in love with this like vintage jewelry box, trinket box, sewing box, whatever you want to use it for. I styled it very old school because that is just me. Y'all tell me what you think about this down in the comments below. You guys, this video is in collaboration with these beautiful ladies. This is the Mother of Pearl collab, and I'm going to link the playlist down below. I would love for y'all to check out all of these other wonderful, amazing crafters videos and see how we all interpreted putting a pearl in all of our projects. So check it out. So for my second project, I'm using this sign that I picked up from the 99-cent store. It was for $2.99, and I'm using a sheet of these pearl, this pearl wrap that is from the Dollar Tree. And my mind was like, okay, I just want to completely embellish the whole outer part of this sign with this pearl and give it some texture, and then I am going to completely paint this entire sign in that beautiful linen white color. Now it will take, I think it was about 2 coats to really cover that sign completely. But once that was drying, I actually went ahead and cut me out a stencil on my cute little Cricut Joy. No, I'm not sponsored yet, but I love that thing. And I basically just wanted to have like a real quick stencil, and I'm going to paint on my letters for this. So you can see me here just kind of pulling out my letters, just weeding those out, and then I'm going to place my stencils real simple onto my sign. Easy peasy. I mean, I love stenciling now. Instead of just like actually laying vinyl, you know, decals down on signs, stenciling just looks more, I don't know, it just looks more real. It looks more like intentional, and I don't know. You have to tell me, what is your favorite thing to do? If you have a Cricut or a silhouette or something, do you guys like to make stencils and paint your work, or do you like just adding the vinyl decals to projects? Let me know. Now, because I'm kind of sticking true to what I love to do to all of my projects, I actually am going to use that antique wax for my stencil. I wanted it to blend in and be cohesive with the rest of the projects and everything for this video. So I didn't really want to do just a stark black lettering and then do all the antiquing and everything around it. I wanted to keep with the same brown colors, if that makes sense. So once I, you know, give it a coat and I do wipe it down a little bit, once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and just lift up my stencils there, and I'm not worried if there's any kind of bleeding, if there's any kind of mistakes or mess ups or anything like that, because again, I want this to look vintagey. I want it to look kind of busted and beat up, and you know how that is. That's how I work. So I'm taking my sanding block and I'm sanding this down, and you guys, that made a world of difference to this. It immediately just made it look old. I mean, I can't explain it other than it was just a beautiful to me, it was such a beautiful transformation from going just as a stencil to now it just looked like it was a part of that sign. You know what I mean? So in any case, I go ahead and I'm going to just kind of dirty up the rest of it, the corners, the beads. I will do the entire sign this way, and then I will kind of go over certain areas with my sanding block and just rough it up. So for the sake of the video, I didn't record me cutting all these strips out or anything like that, but I am making a quick messy bow just to add as a little bit more embellishment on my sign, because you guys know that's how I am. And I initially thought a little finger bow was going to work, but nope, this sign is too big, a finger bow is too small. So I love just making these scrappy bows, and they're super simple to make. And if you don't know how to make those, let me know. I can definitely try to put together a video on bow making, though I am not an expert. But this is all I do. I am just sticking this little guy right on the corner, and oop, yep, there's my little tiny finger bow that I made, and I'm going to put that right in the middle. So this is the final piece. Do you see how that completely looks like it's been a part of this wood, this sign forever? I love this so much, and this piece is my favorite because the saying is spot on, and it just, I don't know, I just love it. Tell me what y'all think. So this one was super cute. I have had this bear sign from Dollar Tree for some time now, and I thought, what perfect way, you know, to use this than for something for Mother's Day. I know you probably wouldn't have thought of that, but I am a mama bear. I've always been a mama bear, so I know this was going to be perfect for me. So I know I'm talking all over this, but you guys are seeing what I'm doing. I painted it down white, gave it one coat, wasn't worried about it being super completely covered, because I'm decoupaging some of this beautiful napkin that is from Dollar Tree. And you guys have probably seen a lot of people do the decoupage with the napkins. It's really easy. The napkins separate, you put your piece down, put some more Mod Podge over top. Again, I am not worried about the bubbles or the creases or tears and things like that, because it is going to work out beautifully when it comes to the texture. Now, this again is what I was saying about using a nail file to get into those creases and crevices. So once it is dry, you can just file off those edges and they come completely off. Now for this project, I'm using this beautiful gold paint marker just to write out Mama Bear. I will say this, I tried doing a decal with vinyl. I tried to use rub-on stickers and nothing worked right in my mind. So just handwriting it worked out for me on this one. So, which was completely fine. And then of course, you all see me doing it because I have to. I'm going to just antique it up a little bit, you know, dirty it up, distress it up, whatever you want to say. And it just worked out perfect. Now, because this project or this collab has all of our projects needing to have used at least one pearl, I'm taking these beautiful pearl beads that I have obviously used a ton of, and I'm giving my little mama bear a pearl necklace because, you know, why wouldn't mama have a pearl necklace? And truthfully, it just turned out so cute, and it's a great little decor piece that you can put up anywhere, you know, on a shelf, on a tray. But this is the final project, and I think she's adorable. Y'all have to tell me what you think about this one. So for this project, I really love making like wall pieces or little wall signs and just kind of making it my own. So this little sign from Dollar Tree I picked up, and I just ripped that decal off, and I'm just kind of sanding it down and giving it just a quick coat. Actually, I did think 2 coats of the linen white on this. It didn't really matter because I do plan on adding some distressing to it, of course, as you see here. And then I'm also going to decoupage just a few more pieces of that same napkin that we used on the previous project. So my madness to this is really just going to be throwing all kinds of media on here and just making something look pretty. I'm taking these paper flowers, which a lot of you have seen me use before. I get them from Hobby Lobby, and I just replaced the centers of them with some more, with some more pearls. And I am again going to use my molds here and put some hot glue in and get some pieces out of there, as well as of course dirty up those flowers. Now y'all, again, this is, to me, this is just an art piece, so there is no rhyme or reason to how to do it. You guys do what makes you feel happy, whatever looks good in your eyes. Like, to me, it's just having fun with it. So I just start creating my pieces, dirtying things up, swapping the middles out for pearls, whatever it is. I just want to have fun with it. And you can see here, like, I actually had a piece on there in the middle and I ripped it off later. But I'm just going to start placing these flowers down and just kind of, seeing what looks good, moving things around. But inevitably, it's going to be an art piece. It's going to be however you want it to come out. So it's kind of hard to do a how-to for something like this, but I just wanted you guys to kind of get an idea of different things you can use and ways that you can create beautiful pieces that you might not have thought you could have done before, or things you could have used to make something look so pretty. And this was the final piece, and like I said, it was super quick and easy to make, and it's I don't know, I just love this so much. Like, I can't even, there's no words, y'all. No words at all. So for this last project, I am taking this sign from Target. This was from the Target dollar spot. It came with those extra little, signs you could slip in there, and I'm going to keep those for later on. But I'm also using one of these little palette boards from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to just paint it this linen white because it really basically matches those white pieces on this sign, and I'm going to keep those. So my thought process was, I'm going to kind of make this look like a little, like, I don't know, not a basket, not a fence, but you'll see what I'm getting at here. So I'm just gluing it down in between those two pieces, and then I'm going to just kind of lightly distress the rest of the sign up with my chalk paint. And I'm taking these little flowers with the little pearls in the middle, and I'm going to be gluing those on the corners of this. But first, let's distress, guys. I gotta do it. I just have to. And I even distress those flowers. I don't care. It's what I love to do. So yeah, like I said, I'm just putting those on the corners, and then inevitably I am just going to fill this up with some really pretty floral. And y'all, when I say this was the quickest, easiest project I think I've done, there's no joke, like, that's the truth. So this is the final piece. You can hang it up like I did here. You could stand it up because this is a thicker type of sign, but it's whatever you want to do. And what's great about it, you can swap out those florals at any time with something else. So guys, here is the final look of all of my projects together. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit longer than normal, but it has definitely been fun to try to, challenge myself to have some kind of pearl in all of these projects. And truthfully, it just adds to that vintage look that I love so much. So this was wonderful. I know I love these things. My mother would love these things. So you guys, let me know what you think. What was your favorite? And thanks again, you guys, so much for joining me. And until next time, y'all stay safe.